Justin Simmons of the 131st District, and welcome to my legislative report. In today's report, I'm going to be interviewing Cliff Benner of the Coopersburg Historical Society. Cliff, how are you?
I feel fine, thank you.
Great. Cliff, how long has this group been here?
Our group was organized in 1978. A woman by the name of Evelyn Borger got a few citizens together. She called a meeting and we decided that we would try to form a historical society. That was back in 1978.
Wow. How many people would you say you have visit each year?
Several hundred come during the course of a year. We're open the first Sunday of every month at 1 o'clock from 1 to 4, and maybe 5-10 people stumbled in on a Sunday.
Mm-hmm. How long have you been at this location?
The Borough Council has been very good to us, and in the beginning they didn't rent in the beginning. They gave us a room down in the basement. Well, it wasn't too successful down there because when you have a heavy rain, there's a creek that runs alongside of the building, and this overfloods. And we got a lot of water in the basement at that time. Then they said, well, we don't want to chase you out, so they said you can have the third floor, counting the basement as the first floor.
Now, are you a volunteer organization?
Everybody that is here is volunteer.
What can people in our community do to help this organization out?
Come to visit us and see what we have, and we like to have donations from some of the folks from Coopersburg.
Do you work with any of the surrounding historical societies and surrounding communities?
Really, the closest historical society would be Emmaus and Hellertown. There's nothing in Upper Saucon, so we're more or less by ourselves.
What is your total operating budget?
I would say close to $20,000 a year. See, we sponsor the Coopersburg Historical Society has a community day, and we sponsor that, and that's our biggest expense.
Where does your money mostly come from for this?
Donations. People join a historical society. It's very nominal as far as that goes. You can join for $10 for a whole family.
And how would someone go about joining the Historical Society?
Just ask us and we will sign you up.
Okay. Do you get any involvement from the state with this society?
The only thing that we get involved with in the state is we have to pay taxes to the state on what we sell. We do sell books. Mm-hmm. We have 3 books that we're selling. One of the book is Evelyn Borger, The Town of Possibilities. We have one of Lee Widener's books, and we have a member who wrote the book Upper Saucon and Coopersburg. So we have those 3 books that that's a little bit of our income.
Would you like to have more involvement from the state?
Definitely. We would have a lot more visitors and a lot more members if the building would be accessible. We have no elevator, and these elderly people from town, they just can't come up the steps anymore. Mm-hmm. In fact, I have trouble coming up the steps, but my wife pushes me up.
Do you have any programs here?
Yes, we have, in September, we have our Community Day, the Coopersburg Community Day, which we've been very fortunate over the years. Last year, we had our 20th anniversary, and they're planning now on the 21st anniversary. Christmas time, we have carol sings, an open house. The fire company has a tree lighting ceremony in December, and we have our historical society rooms open while they're there. And they have their singing and their opening exercises, then they come here for coffee, not coffee, donuts and cocoa. And there's a lot of people come in here from newer people that have moved into the community, and they have no idea that there was something like this here.
How many items do you have in your collection here?
Well, basically all of them. I have no idea how many items we have here.
Well, we were talking before the interview a little bit about the baseball player that was from Coopersburg. Do you want to give a little more information about him? I'm not sure that many people in the at least surrounding community know about
Jimmy
that.
Schaefer is a local youngster. He played Little League baseball. He played high school baseball, Legion ball, and he finally wound up in the major leagues. He played, managed, and coached 10 different teams in the National and American League.
Wow.
Very nice fella, very easy to talk to, and I think right now he's managing the Limeport AA.
Is he?
Right.
Excellent. So he's still a local.
Oh, he's still local, and he still loves baseball.
And we were also talking before, you had mentioned that there used to be a community pool right near this facility where we're at right now.
A fella by the name Pachasik came over from Europe, and he started a swimming pool here. Not only a swimming pool, but he also owned the Eagle Hotel. And it was one of the main attractions of Coopersburg in the 30s. I mean, the swimming pool was full. And not too many people owned automobiles in the 30s, but there was a field behind the pool, and that field used to be full of antique cars, as we call them today. His son-in-law actually ran the pool, and he ran the hotel, Mr. Pachasik.
That's quite the story. Do you have anything else that you would like to add? Any interesting facts about Coopersburg? Anything that you would like to add?
Coopersburg, years from the start of Coopersburg, well, it had been called Freiburg first because one of the first settlers was named by Joseph Fry. And he was a builder, and he built a number of the homes back in the 1760s, early 1900s, or 1800s. He was a big builder. There are so many. See, Limeport had the lime. Bingham had the iron. So we were the crossroads from east and west. Mm-hmm. Bethlehem and Philadelphia were north and south, and this was a crossroads. There was a stage line that went through here. They made 3 trips a week. They started in Philadelphia at 4 a.m. and they got to Bethlehem in around 6 p.m. Mm-hmm. And they did this 3 times a week. They came right up Main Street. Most of the settlers in this area were German and Mennonites. Mm-hmm. Ich kann Deutsch schwätzen, so gut as any help darum. And that was the language up until about 1920. After the war, well, during the war, they sort of kind of knocked out the German language because you didn't want to be known as a German, mm-hmm. because this is World War I. Mm-hmm. World War II, it was basically the same thing. And certainly after World War II, we just sort of forgotten the German language. And of course, all the elderly people who did speak it, they didn't want to teach their children the German language. In fact, my brother and some of my cousins, when they went to school, they didn't speak English. Wow. They had to learn English. In fact, the schools in town here, the first school was a Mennonite school. They started to teach English. but it was all in German.
Well, Mr. Benner, I appreciate you spending time with us today, and very fascinating the things that you have brought to our attention. And I encourage members of the district and the community to get involved, to come out here on Sundays 1 to 4 o'clock in the afternoon, become members, donate to this great organization that reminds us of the great history that our town has here in Coopersburg. That's all the time we have today for my legislative report. Again, thank you, Mr. Benner, for joining me. Please visit my website at www.repsimmons.com. Thank you.